All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to this video. This is something new. Typically, I don't do videos on live here in the basement. However, I wanted to give everybody an update on the car we found in our pond. If you're watching this and you subscribe to the channel, more than likely you've seen the videos of the Monte Carlo we found in our pond. That's no exaggeration, no joke. How you've seen it in some of the videos is how it happened. We recently bought the property, and we were working on it, cleaning out the pond, and I was draining the pond, pumping it out, and happened to slowly find a Monte Carlo in the bottom of it. And we're cleaning it to just kind of clean it up and get some of the muck out of there. Well, found the Monte Carlo in the bottom of the pond, and ended up finding a plate on it, and that plate number came back with nothing. After we called the sheriffs out, they were like, hey, you know, there's no body, and we don't have any information. If you find a VIN number or anything, then give us a call. Well, that is where we're at now. So I just wanted to step back, do a live video. I don't know how many people are going to watch this live. I don't know if anybody's going to watch it live. However, I just felt like I wanted to get some stuff out because I've had a lot of questions, a lot of inquiries, and quite frankly, I need help. We need help. We need help trying to figure this mystery out because it's just kind of crazy. So again, just want to step back and let you guys know that the car is still in the pond, and the last video that we released was kind of explaining what the police officer had said, and really it was nothing. You know, they ran the plate number and they didn't come back with anything. So that was really the last video that we released about a week and a half ago. Since then, a lot of things have been kind of happening. A lot of news organizations, a lot of organizations have reached out and just kind of wanting to help. So they've been asking the same questions, and I'm going to share this information in hopes that maybe if you would like to help, then please do. You guys are more than welcome to. I left my email down in the description of this video, so you can send me an email with any information that you have, any questions that you have that you don't want to post in the comments here. At the end of the day, we need to try to figure out who this belongs to. The plate number did not come back with nothing. The VIN number on the dashboard was rotted away. By the time we got the door open on the Monte Carlo, the water level had risen, and we wasn't able to see if there was a sticker or a plate on the door. And now we're just trying to look for alternatives. However, we're constantly battling the water that's going into the pond, so we really need to try to get this thing out. So first off, if you are in the area of Monroe Township on the border of Ohio and PA in Northeast Ohio, and you happen to have a wrecking company or have the ability and equipment to possibly help us out, go ahead and reach out to me at justin@justin-greer.com. I'd really appreciate it. Maybe we can work something out, get you guys a little bit of publicity. Like I said, there's a lot of people following us, but we really need to try to get the car out, and it might actually need a crane, to be honest with you. I don't know if we can get it out any other way. So we couldn't find a VIN number as of yet. The plate number, if you want to look it up, the plate number is 222-21R. You could take that plate number and run it any reference, search on Google, however you want to do it. It's a Pennsylvania plate. The plate expires in July of '82. We believe that the car is a 1981 Monte Carlo Landau. It is purple in color, white leather, and looks like it has like maroon interior, like leather plastic interior. it's probably a 1981. We've had somebody reach out and say anywhere from a 78 to an 81 Landau. It looks to be some form of maybe special edition. However, we don't know yet. So if you're going to go scour the interwebs and look on Google, look on anywhere you can find history maybe of a missing car, that would be awesome. Once we have the VIN number too, we're going to be calling the police. But until then, really, we can't do anything. So a lot of the questions revolved around where'd you find the car? Like, where's the pond in relation to the road? There's no driveway. The pond is actually about 200 feet from a road. That doesn't mean it's from, there's no direct access to it. There's no driveway. The pond actually sits maybe 10, 12 feet above grade, and it's a hard cliff ditch. Yeah, there's no way to get on it. There was no access into that area of the property until we cut a driveway in. Going back probably about 40 years ago or so, there was a cabin or a house on this, so we are looking at where that was at. However, there's still questions. We still have some questions. So the car, the way it's sitting in the pond, is 3/4 the way into the pond, so we don't know how it got there. Maybe they Dukes of Hazzarded it and ramped it and jumped inside. Maybe they just drove it fast enough the car floated and got to that side. Maybe they drove it on ice, which I personally think possibly happened, and then the car fell through. But we still don't know how it got there. So just to give a backstory on the property was a farm property. In the 50s, you could look up some old maps that there was farmland where there's a lot of trees now. We do have mature trees. A lot of it is young trees. So possibly what happened is when the property was logged at some point, the car came in through the back on some form of trail. We don't know where the logging road was. Possibly it came in through that way and then got to the pond and, fell in, or just have no idea. We have no idea. So to try to figure that part out, I'm going to be taking a drone and doing and mapping the property, the entire 200 acres of the property, and seeing if we can't find defined areas where possibly there may have been access roads coming into that area. Another thing that we're going to be doing is the way that the car was facing. It looked like it did come from the road, to be honest with you, but again, it's set up high. And there's just no way. We cut a road in. There's no road anywhere within that entire property on that frontage, which happens to be probably a mile or 2 miles. And even then, there's no driveway that was on the property that they could have got over. Plus, there's also some tile ditches, and I just don't see it feasible. So what we're going to do, I think, is possibly maybe get a time frame. Obviously, we know the car is 80s, in the 80s, but we're going to take some of the trees. We're clearing the area, so some of these smaller trees we're going to take and then do analysis on the trees, just to kind of not to get too technical with it, but count the rings on the trees to see how old these trees are. That'll give us a good idea of what was cleared and what wasn't, and maybe a path into the car. Or into the pond, just to kind of get a better idea. Again, there's this car sitting in the pond, and we can't really go through it so much because of the muck and the water that keeps on coming in. There's no VIN number so far. The plate number came back with nothing. So really there's nothing to do but crowdsource or try to get the car out. And I don't have the equipment to get it out. And I kind of don't want to tear this thing up. It'll probably fall apart if I try to get it out. So that's why I'm just giving an update, and anybody that kind of wants to help, that has the ability to help really crowdsource this information. I'll give the plate number is 222-21R. That's a PA plate number, expired in July of 1982. The car, we believe, is a 1980 to 81 Monte Carlo Landau. It's white leather. The color of the car is like purple maroon. And so judging by the tags, the car was only about 2 years old. So we believe that the car was put in there roughly around probably 80 to 80, well, no longer than 82, right? But 82 to 80, that 2 year time frame. It had tags on 81 that expired with 82. So you know what? Just thinking about it, the car was put in there between 81 and 82. We know that. That's the year time span. So in that time span, this car came up missing, whether it was stolen in a crime. Hopefully no one, drove in the pond trying to hurt themselves or kill themselves. So we don't know. So that's just all the information that we have with this thing. There has been some questions. What's in the car? Have you guys searched the trunk? We searched the trunk a little bit. However, the water level was pretty high. The muck is pretty thick. And we just kind of want to be careful with things that might be in the car. But we have searched the car to the extent of just kind of poking around in the trunk. We didn't. We pulled the jack out. We pulled a speaker magnet out. We pulled some stuff out of the trunk. Nothing so much as like belongings. That's kind of what we're trying to find. Didn't really see anything bone-wise, so that's why the police weren't really interested in it just yet. But there is areas of the car that we haven't searched. The driver's side floorboard we haven't even touched. The behind the seats, back in the day, these were bench seats, big, huge, like captain chairs almost with the bench seats. So we haven't looked behind the driver's seat. We haven't looked behind the passenger seat. We haven't looked on the floorboard. It's just kind of really hard to get back there. We haven't looked underneath the back seat. We haven't even popped the hood. Well, you can't pop the hood on this. We haven't even got the hood open to see if there was what type of motor in it. And we haven't really got the water level down enough to see if there's anything around the car, maybe that floated out. That I really don't suspect that we're going to see anything. However, we do have a setup we're building for rocks. We can also use this setup to put the muck on and spray it down and see if we can't screen out anything that may have fell out or anybody that fell out in the pond. So that is where we're at. We need to get somebody in to help us get this car out. And so if you know of anybody that is willing to help in that aspect, then have them reach out to me at the email in the comments or in the description below. If you happen to find any information on this car that you think possibly might be related, go ahead and send it to that email in the description below too as well, or leave them in the comments. We're just, at this point, we're just crowdsourcing information until or if we find any other information. So that is the update on the car. It's a distant property for us. We don't live there, so it takes a couple hours to get there. Both of us, my wife and I, we work full time. I run a business, and so we really don't have the time to dedicate to get this out. But we have been doing research. We've just been coming up empty-handed, and we all know that when we get together and crowdsource things get done. So that is all I have. That's a quick update. We're about 15 minutes. That's all I wanted to do of the car in the pond. It is still there. It is still a mystery. And I tell you, every single time that something happens and we think that we're going to get somewhere, we're left with nothing but more questions. So there's some other crazy stuff that I want to share, just not right now. And it includes, if you believe in it, figures before we even found this car. And just some craziness. So we'll be putting them into videos and kind of document it as we go along. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to click down there, subscribe, hit that little bell icon to be notified when we push out videos, especially if you're into this car. We're going to be having a lot more of that. We also, I do outdoor stuff too. So, but get notified when we post something, about the car. and leave a comment or reach out if you want to help or have any information on this car. Again, real quick, the license plate that we found on the car is 222-21R from Pennsylvania. It expired in 1982, and the tag was first purchased in 1981. It's a probably around a 1980, we believe it's 81 Monte Carlo Landau, purple in color with white leather interior and red, or white leather upholstery and red interior. And that is all I have. So thanks for watching. Thanks for leaving a comment. Thanks for subscribing. And looking forward to hearing from you guys.